Hello guys, so welcome to your channel which is Sci Engineers. This is Sushant. In this particular video we are going to discuss about the topic for basic electrical engineering, which is going to be your super mesh and super node. We had already uploaded a video for the nodal analysis and the mesh analysis. So if you are new to the channel, please do go and check it out. Please do subscribe to our channel, please do like our videos and do share it with your friends. Do write in the comment section how do you find these videos, whether it is helping you in your studies or no. Your comments and the sharing and the liking of the videos helps us to make more videos for you. So help us in helping you for your studies for engineering. So we are associated with Samartha Vidya classes, which is for engineering and science students. We take classes for the degree and the diploma levels and also for the 11-12 science PCMB. We help students for preparation for their entrances. Our class is situated in Mulund and we also conduct classes in Thane. If you want to inquire about us, you can just visit our Facebook page or you can just email us at samarthavidya@gmail.com. So let's get going. So we are going to first take the topic which is super mesh. So we have already made a video for the mesh analysis, so I hope you know the steps which are involved in it. There is a slight difference between a normal mesh analysis problem and a super mesh analysis problem. So we are going to look at one circuit in which we will be associating it with super mesh. So this is the problem which is given to you for your super mesh analysis. Now the difference between the mesh analysis and the super mesh analysis is seen when you are having a current source which is present between two meshes. You can see that between this particular mesh, let us consider the current is I1 in this case. In this case it's going to be I2 and in this case it's going to be I3. So you can see that between the first mesh and the third mesh there is a current source which is present. So whenever you are having a current source between two meshes, it's a problem for super mesh. Now you should recollect that mesh analysis uses the KVL law, that is your Kirchhoff's voltage law, in which you require the voltage drop across each element present in that particular mesh. Now when you are considering a voltage source, then you consider the polarity of the voltage source and accordingly you decide the drop across it. When you are considering a resistor, then you consider the equation of I into R and then according to the direction of the current you decide the polarity of it. But when you are considering a current source between your mesh, then in that case you won't be able to calculate the voltage drop across it. So in that case what you do is, since your current source is going to provide the same amount of current regardless of any other element present in it, you can directly write the equation for this current source as, since you can see that I1 is going downwards, I3 is going to go upwards in this, so you will have a relation between I1 and I3. So your I1 minus I3 can be written as 7 amperes. So this is going to be your first equation. Now in the next equation you will be applying your mesh analysis, that is your meshes. But if you are going to have your first mesh for calculation of the KVL, you can see that there is going to be a current source which is present, and since just we discussed that current source voltage drop cannot be calculated easily, so in that case what you do is, and one more thing, you can see that in the third mesh also you won't be able to calculate the voltage drop across the current source. So what you do basically is you have a super mesh which is to be found out. So the super mesh will be just this particular mesh plus this particular mesh. So basically you ignore this particular branch where the current source is present and then you apply the mesh analysis or the KVL equation on this super mesh. So you will be getting one equation from the super mesh applying your KVL and the second equation from this particular thing, that is from your second mesh, and you have already found out your I1 and I3 relation from here. So since you have three unknowns, you have found out your three equations. So let's go for the application of the KVL in the super mesh. So you will be getting the equation as, you will have the 7 over here because of the voltage source, then minus of I1 minus I2, then it will be minus 3 I3 minus I2, then minus I3, then it's going to be equal to 0. So this is from your super mesh. Rearranging the terms, you will be getting the first equation. Going for the KVL in mesh 3, you will be getting it as minus I2 minus I1 minus 2 I2 and minus 3 I2 minus I3. This thing is going to be equal to 0. So rearranging the terms, you will be getting the third equation. So after rearranging the second and the third equation, you will be getting this as this. And since you have found out your three equations, you had three variables, so you will be getting the three variable values as this particular thing. And depending on the question, you will be finding the required parameters in that particular circuit. So next, let us go for the super node analysis. So this particular problem will be involved with your super nodal analysis. Now, as you can recollect, when you are applying your nodal analysis, you have to consider the voltages at different nodes, and then you have to solve your KCL equations from it. And from the KCL equations, then you will be applying your Ohm's law. Now, whenever you are going for the nodal analysis, then you know that you have to name the nodes. You have to identify the nodes. So you will have the node A, node B, and you will be having the node C. There will be one more node which will be considered as the reference node. Now, whenever you are having a voltage source which is present between two nodes, then that particular problem is for your super node analysis. The reason for this particular analysis to come is because you cannot find the current equation for the branch which is having this particular voltage source, because you won't be able to apply your Ohm's law in that case, because you don't have the resistor present in this particular branch. So what you need to do is you need to go by the usual method. You have to consider the currents in different branches. So what you can see is, if you take this as I1, this as I2, this will be I3. So you will be having the equation, that is applying your KCL at A. You will be having I1 plus I2 plus I3 is going to be equal to 0. So from this you can see that I1 is going in the opposite direction, so that is going to be minus 4. You can see that I2, which is from here, it's going to be plus VA minus VB divided by 0.33. The next will be plus I3, which is going to be for this particular thing, so that's going to be VA minus VC upon 0.5. This thing is equal to 0. So from this you will be getting the equation by rearranging the terms. Then going for the next thing, that is, if you can see that if you apply KCL at B, then you will be having a current which is flowing this way, the current which is flowing this way, and the current which is flowing this way. But in that case, you won't be able to calculate the current which is going to be flowing through your voltage source. So in that case, what you do is you consider your B and C together as a super node. So by that it means that you will be getting this two nodes acting as one node. So because of that, then you will be considering a current which is going away from here, current which is going away from here, and then current like this, and one current which is going to go like this. So you will be having one equation already from your A, the second equation from the super node, But since you have 3 variables, you require 3 equations. So the third equation will be given from the super node itself. You can see that the voltage source is connected between B and C. So you will be applying your super node over here. So that's going to be your VC, which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, minus VB, which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, will be equal to 5 volts, because basically my VC and VB are nothing but the node voltages, and since this is a voltage source which is being considered over here, it is always going to provide a voltage drop of 5 volts across it, irrespective of the current which is flowing through it. So this is going to be your second equation, which is going to be helping you to find the values of VA, VB and VC. So next will be applying KCL at the super node. So we have already discussed the current which is flowing. So you will be having this as VB minus VA upon 0.33 plus VB minus 0 upon 0.2. Then from here it's going to be plus VC minus 0 upon 1 plus VC minus VA upon 0.5. This thing will be equal to 0. So rearranging the terms, you will be getting the equations of VA, VB and VC. So you will be getting the equations as this. So you will be solving this equation 1, 2 and 3 simultaneously to get the voltage values at different nodes. So for A, B and C, these are the values. So depending on the parameter which is asked in that particular circuit, you will be using the voltages at different nodes to calculate it. So this is basically the understanding of super mesh and super node analysis. We'll be making more videos for you guys in the future. So for that you need to subscribe to our channel, like our videos and do comment in the comment section. Do share it with your friends so that it helps them also in their preparation for their engineering studies. To help us make more videos like this, do like the videos and do share it with your friends. So till then, this is Sushant signing off. We are from Samartha Vidya classes, which is for engineering and science students. So if you want to know about us, you can visit our Facebook page or you can email us at samarthavidya@gmail.com. So see you till next time. Keep learning, keep watching and happy learning. Bye.